Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Princess Nokia mixtape, A Girl Cried Red. Princess Nokia is a New York rapper and songwriter who kind of blew me away with the deluxe edition of her 1992 EP last year, who if you heard that EP, you know stylistically, artistically, she's really all over the place. Not just indulging in East Coast kind of boom bap style hip hop, trap rap, stuff that I guess is a little bit more on the pop spectrum as well. She's not one of the flashier rappers you're ever going to hear, but one thing that just made her stand out for me was just how eclectic she was. And not just in her music, but also in the personality that poured through in her lyrics. One song, or at least a couple songs, that really stood out on that deluxe version of that EP were these tracks where she would make reference to goth culture, and not just being interested in it, but being a fan of it, being a participant. And now it seems like that element of her personality is being deeply embraced on this new project over here, where she's kind of bringing back this old school mall emo, mall goth vibe, but delivering it over this mostly atmospheric, kind of dreary trap style production, very much in the vein of an artist like Little Peep in a way. And she's pretty much singing all over the entire project. I mean, it's a huge change of pace. It's certainly not something that I would have expected her to do. Like, this is just totally out of left field, which in a way is positive, in a way is exciting that we have newer artists out there who are willing to take huge, gigantic risks. But when it comes to the execution on this thing, I'm not so sure I'm that into what's going on with Girl Cried Red. For one, Princess Nokia's voice is kind of odd, to say the least. It's a little nasally, she comes through some weird vocalizations every once in a while, but it's not really anything that was too difficult for me to get past. However, her singing on this record, to me, just it's very rough, and it's very awkward, and I'm not really sure what else to say about it. Not only that, but she keeps repeating this line throughout the record, this mantra about her heart being broken in pieces, and it looks good there on the floor, which, I mean, if this were a hard-hitting line or a bar, like I could really see it popping up on the record as much as it does as some kind of like theme or mantra or tribute to the sound that she's shooting for, but it just kind of feels like a mere one-off lyric in the biggest song on the project. It's almost like I'm listening to a glorified single surrounded by a bunch of half-baked tracks that are just all kind of shooting for the same sound, because stylistically the EP is really consistent, and maybe to a fault, because it feels almost like Nokia is trying to write the same song again and again and again and again. And while I have no doubt that Nokia is a fan of the cultural movement she's obviously pulling from on this EP, it still doesn't change her performance and the music on this thing from feeling like she's just merely putting it on as window dressing to make some sort of statement or give the audience the impression that she's doing something entirely new or weird, when really it just kind of sounds like a bunch of sad trap songs, but now it's with a Slipknot shirt on. I mean, if this is gonna inspire you, go all the fucking way. Just bring nu metal back, man. Just do it. I'm kidding. I know that's never gonna happen, but still. I guess I'm just puzzled as to how this EP managed to get out. I mean, it just seems like there's really nobody saying, hey, listen, you might need to go back and work on this, or like maybe this isn't really done, because the whole thing just kind of feels like trap goth pastiche, and really that's it. There's nothing that much deeper to it. The shows of emotion, the depression, the sadness, it all feels very surface level. The production is pretty generic, and across the entirety of the project, very samey. The vocals leave a lot to be desired. The lyrics leave a lot to be desired. I really wouldn't have even known this was a Princess Nokia release had I not been told. At its worst moments, this thing sort of borders on unintentional parody, and it feels like Nokia didn't put nearly as much focus on the sound of this project as opposed to the presentation of it. Because while that whole nu metal and alt metal and like emo scene was definitely my shit in high school, this record totally fails to make me nostalgic or even remember that in a positive sense at all. Yeah, unfortunately, this tape really fell short of my expectations for this new direction, this new sound for Nokia. But hey, she's so eclectic and so all over the place. I'm sure her next project isn't going to sound anything like this. So I guess there's always that to look forward to. I'm feeling a light to decent 4 on this thing. Transition, have you given this tape a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like, please subscribe, and please don't cry. Hit the like if you like, please hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Princess Nokia, forever.